You are about to enter the Red and Rev Sports Show experience. Get ready for some real sports talk from some real sports fans who were real sports athletes who have sports knowledge.
'93 of the Red and Rev Sports Show. Yes, you've got me again, and Red, we have no idea where Red is right now, but you get me. So seriously, today we're going to talk about the NBA playoffs. Who's going to win? I mean, right now, we just don't know. We're going to, of course, talk about our Hawks. We're going to talk about our Braves. We're going to talk about Julio with his new address and his new jersey number. Feel like there was a little bit of shade there, but we'll get into it later. We're also going to talk about this Russell Williams soap opera. Will it ever end? We're going to talk about the NCAA and the new 12-team playoff proposal. Good, not good? What are your thoughts? So it's all that and more with Rev and Coach and me. Welcome to the Red and Rev Sports Show.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Red and Rev Sports Show. All of us are coming to you live from the ATL Show. Giving you real sports talk because we are real sports fans who are real sports athletes who have real sports knowledge. If Shelby gonna be on, she's gonna have to learn how to do this. But nevertheless, come on
Not
in.
an athlete, so I mean,
That is true. That is true. Come on in, chime in. Let us know that you're watching episode 193 of the Red and Rev Sports Show. And we're glad to have our numerologist back off of the sick and shut-in list, Coach Patrick Thomas, to come and give us something or someone related to 193. And even though he's been gone, still, Pittsburgh Steelers information has been censored for this segment. So what you got for us, Coach?
I do not understand the Steelers censorization, but we'll roll with it anyway. Good morning, everybody, on this blessed Saturday. The 193 goes to a class. And when I say class, we're talking about a Hall of Fame class who was the best Hall of Fame class to ever be inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. And this is the class of 1993. You had Dan Fouts, Larry Little, Walter Payton, Bill Walsh, and Chuck Noll. This class was considered to be the number one class of all time in the Hall of Fame induction. So for 193, the number one class to be inducted into the Hall of Fame with these great coaches and players was the class of 1993.
All right.
Nice job.
1993, live and in living color. Thank you for helping us relive that class, Coach Patrick Thomas. How you feeling, Coach? We haven't had you on the show. I wasn't on the show last week. But how are you feeling? Give the people an update.
Well, I have since school is out, I can't use the beat the kids technique, so that's out the way. So no kids have been beaten. So I'm here, I'm ready, and I have controversy ready to start. So just hang on to your hats. Hadn't been any good controversy. Well, there's been some, but I got some to throw at you today. Some controversy.
All right. Well, we look forward to the controversy. And Shelby, you are the designated substitute for everything on the show. You did the monologue today. You DJ'd for me last week. I wanted to ask you real quickly, how was it DJing last week?
It's a lot harder than you make it look.
So what did you find to be the hardest thing?
You make it look very easy. The comments, making sure I read everybody's comments, making sure I gave everybody their airtime. And then it was just Red. I mean, dealing with Red by myself, it was a lot. Feel like I should get hazard pay for that.
And speaking of Red, who just finally texted me, letting me know that he had a family situation that he had to deal with. He has finally come on the scene. Good morning to you.
Good morning, everybody.
Thought it was going to be another week without you. Oh, joy, you're here.
I apologize for my tardiness, everybody. I can't believe I didn't make it in time.
It's okay.
I don't even want to discuss it, but I'm ready for the show. But I do apologize for my tardiness.
All right,
Red coming in with an apology. Look at you.
Now,
it's been a good week.
We want to speak landscape into Red spirit.
There we go.
Landscape. All right.
And maybe not the Lakers hat since they lost.
All right, Red. Shelby coming hard at Red. Give him a break real quickly. All right, because it looked like he got something on his mouth. So we're gonna come off Red a little bit. Just a little. But before we press on, we got to say a shout out to the best nation out there. And we got to welcome the REVANITE Nation. REVANITE Nation is in the house. Let's see who's checking in. See, I guess Shelby brought that coming at Red spirit. Vincent is having no holds bar. Look at him. Red probably hasn't made bail yet. Lord have mercy. Good morning, Ms. Williams. What's going on? Joe Black. Oh, man. Brother Lance coming in with the Spanish. Buenos dias to you, senor. And Black wanted to give an Ann Shelby reference too, because she's not a guy. All right, thank you, Joe Black. Chris Trailer, good morning, fellas, and Shelby. I see they're embracing Shelby's new role on the show. Good morning to you, Mama dear. My favorite sports now. Glad to have you back, Coach.
Hey, Miss Harris.
Yeah, thank you, Miss Williams, for watching. Hey, Kelly Nicole.
Hey, Kelly.
Red was once lost, Mom, but now he's been found. All right. Amani, good morning, brother. I know you on cloud 9 over there. Now that your Sixers are in the driver's seat. Morris Thrower coming from Marlins Park in Miami. All right. Morris Thrower.
Wow.
Chris Trailer showing Coach some love. Sister Williams showing Coach some love. They've been concerned about you, Coach, as we have been. Vincent is just not letting Red rest, boy. Dealing with Red is a full-time.
Right? Thank you. Somebody feels my pain.
Somebody, Maurice, is coming at him. Can we get Red some aluminum foil so he can get his Wi-Fi connection together? Sister Harris, who was asking about Red, is giving Red some love. Vincent talking about the REVANITE Nation. Chris Trailer was on a red alert, and he sees him now. He's good. It's good to see you too, Kelly Kell. Red was chasing down his dealer who sold him.
Oh,
Is Vincent your friend, Red, or what, man?
I'm not sure.
Oh, man, the shade is starting early. Oh, yeah, it is. They piling on Red. Vincent is giving a little soft one. Glad to see you here, Red. Maurice Thor got the hashtag REVANITE Nation going on. Vincent showing Coach some love. Good morning, Sister Janet Williams. The Williams clan is in the house from the M&M Prayer Fellowship that I host each week. Sister Williams showing Shelby some love. Glad to see a woman represent females in the sports arena. We had to find her, and she's been found, and she's been a blessing. Checking in from Bulldog, Barracat, and Bongo.
Baccarat and Bongo Battalion Parade.
Okay, Baccarat and Bongo Battalion.
In Watkinsville, Georgia. Battalion Parade.
Battalion, Battalion. Battalion.
Wait. Oh, this must be a Georgia thing because he's in Watkinsville, which is right outside Athens.
Man, the alliteration threw me off, man. Great job of alliteration. Got me tongue-tied over here. Oh, man. And Vince said Red knows is nothing but love. And Sister Williams showing Red some love. She's been knowing him the longest out of all of us on this page. It wouldn't be the same.
How you doing, Miss Williams?
Without you.
Bless you.
All right, Reverend. I'll be going to Athens today. All right. Be safe going to Athens, man, and let us know when you get there, brother. All right. And and then Vincent got a nice little reference. Child, we're going to have to hire a linguist. Yeah, you are. Especially with that alliteration. Excuse me.
Kelly. Red messing up words. Rev messing up words. What is going on?
It happens. It happens. You know,
Kelly's a teacher.
Even to the best of them, it happens. It happens. Because I ain't say nothing about your Russell Williams slip.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, I tried to let that ride. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. I tried to let that ride, but since you came for me, I had to let you know. I did not go unnoticed Russell Williams. I don't think
First of all, I got thrown in at the last minute.
Hey, be also ready. That's what the good book say. You're a Christian. You know that. All right. And let's get ready to rock, and let's get ready to roll. And you ready, Red?
I'm ready.
All right, man.
I can't remember the topics of the ones we sent yesterday, right? Same topics.
Well, I don't know if we want to talk about that during the show, but yeah, basically. Basically same topics. We just added one on in there. If you could, since we're talking across the airways, send me your top 5 under 25. NBA players, top 5 players in order under 25. So while Shelby and Coach are talking, you can send that to me so that we can feature that at the end of the show. Okay?
All right. I'll send it to you. Yep.
All right. We all on the same page. Now we're ready to rock and roll. And you all know because it's this time of year, we got to start with some. Oops, that wasn't a good start right there. Let's try that again.
We're not no dope, no coke.
Oh yeah, you're right. My bad. Thank you, Coach. All right, I was just checking to see if you on pay on target rather. All right,
Thanks,
yeah, you.
Coach.
My bad. I was about to start NBA playoff talk. All right, we go with dope, no coke. And since Coach, you jumped in there, and since you were glad to have you back, you start out with your dope moment for the week, and then we'll go Shelby, Red, and then I'll finish it up. What you got, Coach?
Well, easily the dope moment of the week is the other Joker, other than that tennis Joker, Nikola Djokovic, who beat Rafael Nadal on clay. Rafael Nadal was like 1,000 on clay and the king, but Djokovic came in there in a 5-set masterpiece and took out the reigning king of clay, as they would say. So my dope moment is is Novak Djokovic, who came in and beat Rafael Nadal.
All right. Oh, yeah. Shelby, what are you doping on this week, ma'am?
So my dope today is a young lady by the name of Odichi Alexander. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing her name correctly, but I do apologize if I'm messing that up. She's from James Madison University, and she threw over 1,000 pitches in the College World Series. They didn't win. They lost to eventual winner Oklahoma, but she is incredible. She hurt her foot. She continued to pitch even though she lost toenails. I mean, all of this in one World Series, and she is my dope.
All righty, Shelby.
Excellent. Absolutely excellent.
Red, what are you doping on? And put your camera down because your head is cut off a little bit, sir. What are you doping on?
I'm doping on Snoop Dogg and his comment recently when he said AD gets hurt more than Mary J. Blige. Are you right about that? I didn't know Mary J. Blige get that hurt, but AD definitely stay hurt. So if Mary J. Blige always getting hurt, her and AD definitely got something coming. Good comment, Snoop. Appreciate it. Made me laugh a little bit.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm going to conclude our dope section by doping on one Jordan Clarkston. Jordan Clarkston was in solidarity with one of his Filipino Americans in Utah. There was a racial slurs rather, just painted all over a popular Filipino food truck. And Jordan Clarkston paid for all of the damages and gave them money so that they could get that food truck up and running. And I think they're having some special event for Filipino Americans in Salt Lake City. And the food truck will be ready for business on today. So big ups to Jordan Clarkston of the Utah Jazz being in solidarity with his fellow Filipino Americans. For after all, he is a Filipino American as well. So big ups to you, Jordan Clarkston. Big ups to you, Jordan. Okay. All right. Go ahead. Shelby, what is your note moment?
My note moment is Jamie Newman, former Wake Forest quarterback. Do not put him with the University of Georgia. He never played a down with us. He's from Wake Forest, and he decided to sit out this season because he was going to prepare for the NFL. Didn't get drafted and got cut. What did you think? I don't know the last Wake Forest quarterback that made it to the league. You should have played for Georgia, gotten some exposure, helped your game, but now hope you got a degree. Oh, I think he was a grad transfer. So he did get a degree. I hope it was something other than speech communication because you need a job.
Shelby loves to attack those who did not do well for her Georgia Bulldogs or left the Georgia Bulldogs. We see a trend because Justin Fields gets no love from Shelby either. All right, Rev, what are you noping on, sir?
First of all, I'm noping on Shelby and how she loves to steal my notes. That was my note, Shelby. I'm glad we have backups.
Like you ain't stole nobody's note before.
Uh-oh.
My second note goes to Aaron Gordon for the Denver Nuggets. Aaron Gordon, dude, if you're going to call out your team this week, if you're going to call them soft and scary, then homeboy, I hope your next game you ain't going to come out and score 6 points one game, 4 points the other game. Who in the world is Aaron Gordon to be calling out anybody in the Denver Nuggets locker room? Dude, you just got there via last-minute trade deadline move. And then, like I say, you call out your team, and then you score 6 points one game, 4 points next game. Aaron Gordon, you got a right to remain silent, buddy. And get ready to be traded again.
Red combined 2 segments of the Red and Rev Sports Show, the nope and the right to remain silent. He went to school on that one, man. All right.
No! No! No!
All right. And I am noping on one. Kristaps Porzingis. He makes $29.5 million. And he did not offer that much help for one Luka Doncic. He averaged in the Los Angeles Clippers series, get this, 12 points, 6 rebounds, and 1 assist. That's what $29.5 million got for one Mark Cuban and his Dallas Mavericks against the Los Angeles Clippers, and now they are sitting at home. So, Porzingis, you get my note moment. Coach, what are you noping on, sir?
Unfortunately, I have to nope on one. He's not a household name, but he is now. Bruce Brown Jr. Mr. Brown, you have a player on your team who they affectionately call the Slim Reaper, Kevin Durant, who had just hit the last few shots to get you back to the game, but you took it upon yourself to try to make the winning basket instead of getting to the hottest man on the court. You missed miserably. The Bucks got the rebound, and the Nets lost. Mr. Brown, sometimes it's better to be seen and not heard. Meaning, don't take the ball away from the man who is getting you back in the game and try to be a hero. You are a role player. Role players pass the ball. You are not a starter. You're a role player. Embrace that moment next game, and you may possibly win. You may.
Oh, come on!
All right, Red, and finish us up. Start us out with the Coke moment. What you got, man?
Me? Starting out the Coke moment? Okay. I guess I'll cope. This is for you, Coach. I was gonna say it last week. We're gonna have to cope with college basketball being without some head figures going around. One Coach K and one Roy Williams for the upcoming season. I don't think I've ever had a college basketball season in my lifetime that I didn't see Coach K on the sideline and Roy Williams on the sideline. I'm getting old, but I mean, Coach is getting older.
Wow. Wow.
Oh, man, shots fired. All right. I don't know how to come back behind that. I am coping on one cope that some of y'all probably would never imagine me coping on. And that is the slurping that is taking place over the Phoenix Suns. Slow down, everybody. We don't really know how good they really are. They are beating up on teams that don't have arguably their better or best players. They beat up on the Los Angeles Lakers once AD went down. Before AD went down, everybody thought the series was over between the Suns and the Nuggets after Game 3. Then let's remember, Chris Paul is beating up on some Italian who's a 30-year-old rookie. All right, let's remember this. He's beating up on bench players. Jamal Murray is the engine that makes that team go, and he's hurt. So let's slow down on the slurping. Phoenix is playing good basketball. but we don't know how good they are. So I have to cope on all of these Phoenix Sun slurpers, crowning them before it's time.
The truth shall set you free.
Yeah, there you go. All right, Coach, what are you coping on, sir?
No, it's a lot of copes, but I guess I go to
Just one. Just one.
yeah, just one. The New York Mets possibly having to cope with Jacob deGrom, the best pitcher in Major League Baseball, getting pulled from a start. Hopefully, they can that is nothing more serious than it may be. But the Mets aren't winning as it is. But when your best pitcher might possibly have an elbow issue and might be out, you might want to cope with being in last place for the rest of the year. Even though you probably can try to pull a cup out, but if DeGrom is hurt, your season is over. New York Mets.
All right. And Shelby, you'll close us out with your cope moment. What are you doing?
I'm coping with Jay Williams. Why is he on NBA TV? Dude, it's 150 degrees outside and you have on a turtleneck and a blazer. I mean, come on. You run your career for riding a motorcycle. You're a grown man. If you don't know how to ride a motorcycle, you need to stay off the motorcycle. I mean, and now you're talking about things that you know nothing about. Please, there's got to be somebody else. I mean, I would listen to Doris Burke before I listen to Jay Williams. I can't.
I agree with that.
Now, Doris Burke is pretty solid, Shelby. Come on now. Doris
I know.
Burke.
I listen to her before I listen to Jay Williams.
She won in that Hawk series.
No, and that Hawks Knicks, she was horrible.
Okay. All right.
Last time I heard it, she won.
Let's see what REVANITE Nation is dealing with as they have shared their dope, nope, and copes. Joe Black taking a shot at me right off the rip. Rev trying to nope on me, trying to skip dope, nope, cope. And there was Vincent Woodruff right on it. I mean, all right, y'all were checking me. I don't mind being checked when I'm in error. All right, Vincent Woodruff doping on the Oklahoma Sooners women's softball team. Morris throw doping on Donovan Mitchell, leading Utah to a 2-0 lead. Joe Black, I don't know if you like my last take there. You doping on the Phoenix Suns. Armani's doping on Chris Paul and the Suns 3-0 start. Guess you didn't like my take either. Sister Sylvia Harris, Simone Biles, the greatest gymnast ever. She's doping on her. Lance, North Carolina A&T's track team. What did they do, Lance? Help us out.
They finished third.
In
they finished third.
NCAA track.
Yeah. Oh, D1?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope. All right, my bad, Lance. That's good. I didn't know what they did, but that's good. They own it. That's good.
Yeah, Kelly was slurping them the other night.
Sister Alexander is the truth from James Madison. She had a great run. Thomas Holcomb says, I love when Mary J. Blige gets hurt. That means her next album.
I didn't know you listened to Mary J. Blige, Thomas.
Him and Dad and Brian McKnight, when they get hurt, they come out.
Yeah,
Fire albums.
Lance said it too. Sad Mary was the best Mary.
She was. Hi, Mary. Sad Mary.
You listen to Madonna too?
Kelly said the many black women represented on the women's national gymnastics team. Oh, the black ladies are taking over.
Yes.
Had a note, same note for Shelby. Jamie Newman going from possible starting UGA quarterback to undrafted and unemployed. Lance said Jamie Newman will be at a temp agency soon. The note moment, Bo Schembechler,
Yes.
the Michigan team doctor, molesting his adopted son, shameful. His right. Now, let me just pause right there. I think it's shameful while at the same time, I had a little issue with attacking a man that's dead when they could have easily addressed this while he was alive. I have a major problem. If it's true by Bo Schembechler, but this man had retired and then died before all of this came out, and that should be worrisome to anybody, where people can just attack you when you can't defend yourself.
That's right.
And that's the main problem that I have. It would be different if it was like a Joe Pa situation at Penn State where they got him while he was still alive, right? But Bo Schembechler been dead and gone since the early 2000s. And in 2021, we want to come back and vilify a man that they could have easily tackled back when he was alive.
It seems like there's a systemic problem, though, at Michigan. This is the second Michigan doctor that is possibly, again, we don't know because everyone is dead and gone. That's a problem with Michigan. And Michigan needs to check and start an investigation and do whatever they need to do and make sure, because I think we lost Red. Okay. I'm trying to be serious, and then Red's camera fell and I just lost it. But I think it's a problem at Michigan because this is the second team doctor that's been accused. And we know what Larry Nassar did. I mean, if you haven't watched Athlete A on Netflix, that is a great documentary about what happened. But Michigan has a problem. Michigan has a real problem.
Nassar was at Michigan or Michigan State?
He was at Michigan.
Okay.
Michigan State. No, you're right. He was. I think he was at Michigan.
No, Michigan State.
He was at Michigan State. But again, it's a statewide.
State of Michigan has a problem with pedophiles.
I agree with the investigations and all of that stuff. I just have a problem vilifying a man when that's dead, when that could have been addressed while he's alive, because that does not help any of us to know how our legacy can be tarnished and we can't be alive to defend ourselves.
They scared of
you were there to cop some win, and this is why you still living.
Right. So then we can have a conversation and find out. I mean, the adopted son is a very adult.
He's older than Coach.
Yeah. So
wait.
Wow. Again,
he's AARP territory. Right?
Yeah. So he could have discussed this back when Bo was alive and let him answer for it.
How did this story even come about? Did the son start talking about it?
The son started talking, and he's adopted.
He's adopted son. So
adopted son.
So there's some stuff that comes with that. Now, what gives him some credibility probably is because of the other Michigan players who verified their own experiences. Yeah. So that makes him not look like a just crazy, bitter stepson.
Oh, it's still a little crazy for coming out this late after
this man is easily in his 60s. He had 20, 30 good years.
That he could have brought it out.
About Bo Schembechler's money, taking care of him, where he could have called Bo Schembechler out. If Bo Schembechler did this, it's terribly wrong, but it is wrong not to have addressed this while Bo Schembechler is alive, and nobody at the sound of my voice would want to be vilified in such a way where you can't defend yourself after you're dead and gone.
$10 bucks. That's all he did for Coach was $10 bucks.
Well, no, it's money. Because if he writes a book, all he has to do is write a book. If you write a book, then everybody's gonna buy it because it's scandal. And let's be serious, our country loves scandal.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Yeah, like you said last week, this country loves bad news. It's the bad news that's gonna get front. But I'm saying, do you think he kept quiet so he can inherit the estate first and then talk?
Uh-huh.
But he's been dead for a while.
He inherited the man's estate, right?
We don't know that.
We don't know. Let's go through this real quick. We got a lot to talk about. I'm sorry for getting us off track. All right. But that was a hot topic. Note Floyd Mayweather gives you 2 boxes.
Yes.
Joe Black said Jamie Newman would be at McDonald's. Sister Sylvia Harris noping on Milwaukee Bucks. Too many 3-pointers and Coach Bud's horrible coaching. Maurice Stowell noping on to Red for not wearing a Hawks hat. Show your support. Bill Brew. Nope, Cope. The Hawks losing game 3. He done doubled that thing. Thomas Holcomb. Nope, dear Atlanta suing to get the All-Star game back. The All-Star game is gone. In the words of Rambo, let it go. Sister Ellie Von Williams, a rumor has been said that Chauncey Billups might become a head coach. Black Americans in sports are now being recognized to be leaders and owners. Joe Black coping on the having to deal with Coach Bud's lack of coaching. Joe Black, I'm going to hit something on that when we start talking about that in just a moment. Cope the Braves, that's it, no doubt about it. That's our Braves report right there. Armani Newsome, Julio Jones is no longer a Falcon anymore. Hey, I forgot to check on you, Armani. I apologize, man. It was a busy week for me. Sucks. My favorite player in Falcon history is gone, but time to move on. That bird means more to me than any player. I don't feel the same way. But anyway, especially their bullpen. Joe Black talking about the Braves. Nothing good comes out of Phoenix. Lance said. Maurice Thrower says Cope to Cameron Kinley as he was denied his NFL dreams because of a stupid rule implemented by 45 and his cronies. Because of such, he's stuck in the U.S. Navy. Let that man chase his dreams. Sister Williams is coping on Julio Jones trade. She's going to miss him. I don't think Shelby. Whoever's rattling that, can y'all stop, please? Thank you. Somebody rattling something. Joe Black, Rev, the fact is either Utah or Phoenix coming out the West. Yeah, that's true. I agree with that.
I do.
Cool. Serena Williams' inability to get to the final Grand Slam win. Yeah.
It's time.
At least Doris Burke knows basketball. Jay Will, no comment.
That's what I said.
Maurice Thrower, Jay needs to go away 1,000%. Vincent Woodruff, I agree, but hiding that type of information is the real problem. Indeed, I agree. Michigan problems are bigger than khaki pants. Yeah, it seems that way. Vincent Woodruff, folks hiding this Michigan abuse sounds about white. Just saying. I love that saying right there. Armani, that's just like Bill Cosby thing. Bill Cosby at the end of his life, and then they decided to convict him. Armani Newsome, I forgot about the Navy officer. The Navy needs to let that man go to the NFL, and that's the Navy man himself. All right, thank y'all, REVANITE Nation, for chiming in. You all continue bringing these comments so that we can include you to be a very important part of this particular show. Now, do I have the permission to do what I wanted to do 20 minutes ago?
I'm a little lost.
All right, don't worry about it. There it is. We're talking NBA playoffs. I wanted to jump to it before we did Dope, Nope, and Coke. And
okay. You want to talk about that first before we even did the Dope, Nope, and Coke?
Yeah, man. I'm just wanting to talk basketball, man. You know, this Dope, Nope, Coke stuff could have been put on ice, but I see that's a very important segment of the show, and the fans have spoken.
What's so excited about basketball you want to talk this morning?
Because I really want to jump into that conversation about the Bucks and Nets at some point, but we're gonna get there. But let's jump right into it. Sixers versus Hawks, and the Sixers just handled the Hawks yesterday in State Farm Arena. They take a 2-1 lead. The game was never in doubt, and Joel Embiid, along with Ben Simmons, who allegedly was challenged by one Doc Rivers, they rose to the occasion, and they took care of business to take a 2-1 lead against the Atlanta Hawks.
Red, why are we hiding our faces? It was one game.
Yeah, all right.
It was one game.
Shelby's bringing the correction ministry.
I mean, it was one game. Like, we're in the playoffs.
Shelby, since you just jumped right on in, and I think you're still in DJ mode from last week. Go ahead on. Tell us how you.
I swear we got our DJ
I'm just
back.
saying, why are you having? We're in the playoffs. There's no reason to hide our heads. There's no reason to hang your head. We lost the game. The Hawks need to stop trying to shoot jump shots all the time and try to shoot threes. We can maybe slow the game down, run a play instead of always trying to shoot a three. But when you live by the three, you die by the three. I think we all know that. But Red had his face. It felt wrong. It felt offensive to me because, like, I'm not ashamed of the Hawks. They lost one game. Again, this weekend is crucial. We need for Lemon Pepper Lou to take take the Sixers to Magic City.
All right. So Shelby, now you're correcting the posture or the countenance of one Redrick. With that being said, what happens with the Hawks? Do they tie up the series on Monday? Do they wind up winning the series, or will they be going?
I don't know if they win. I think they tied up, but we've lost home court. We've lost home court advantage. I think they tie it up on Monday. They get enough rest. But if somebody don't kick Joel Embiid in that bad knee, that's all I need y'all to do. Just kick him in the knee, but nobody wants to listen to me.
We advocating violence, as Shelby got taken.
That's the best thing she ever did. Disappear. Oh, so glad I ain't got to hear that voice no more. Thank you, Shelby. Thank you so much. Now we can get back. Now we can get back to the real Red and Rev show.
Oh my goodness!
All right.
She was talking so much trash. Talked herself right off the screen.
Yeah.
Talking about.
Sorry. Sorry.
Go ahead, man. Say what you were saying when she got off.
Oh yeah. What you got to say, Red? Come on, Cletus.
Girl, get lost. Anyway, you done?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
All right.
Just saying, come on, Cletus.
Red, you sure you ain't gonna say anything that you said while she tuned off?
Well, the fact that she talked herself, she talking so much, she talked herself right off the show.
Oh well, yeah.
I guess we don't.
That was nothing but the Lord.
I guess we weren't feeling that Hawks talk.
I'm just saying, kick him in.
All right, Red, jump in. So, do you agree?
I'm gonna jump in, listening to this girl who weeks ago said the Hawks was free falling. Now all of a sudden she's the number one Hawks defender. Girl, save it, okay? And no, I ain't buying none of that stuff out of your mouth, okay? The Rev, I'm sure me and Rev will both agree at this point. I think Cinderella is about to strike midnight. And I think it's about to strike midnight Monday night. Now, I could be wrong. I mean, look, Hawks had a great season. They did way more than we anticipated before the season started. I'm glad they made the playoffs. Glad they got to the second round. Very respectable, especially in Trae Young's young year. But it might be time to look at this realistically. I mean, we're trying to beat the Sixers. Joel Embiid with his phony injury. We're trying to beat the refs. The Sixers, Joel Embiid's phony injury. Seem like a lot is trying to stack up against us right now. Now, I know we're going to wear our little special jerseys on Monday, with that little desperation, come out and hoping and praying we can get a win. But the reality is this last two games, the Sixers have been playing at a much better pace and looking much better than the Hawks did. The Hawks, honestly, have not looked like the same since they got up by 26 points to the Sixers in game one. Since then, it's been all Sixers. Now, I want the Hawks to win the series. And maybe if they can win Monday, some things could happen. But we all know if the Sixers win this thing on Monday, if the Sixers win Monday, it's probably going to be over Wednesday in Philadelphia. I don't see the Hawks going back to Philadelphia getting a win if they lose on Monday. It's been a nice season, but I think the clock is about to strike midnight on my Hawks. And I'm a little disappointed, but I'll get over it.
Coach, jump in there. Your thoughts about the Hawks Sixers? Where do we go now?
I don't see that refs comment even coming into play. The refs, both teams shot the same amount of free throws pretty much. But go look at the Hawks, what they did. I heard somebody, and it sounds like Shelby said, stop shooting three. 6 of 23 from the three-point line. Really? You think you're going to win? And Doc Rivers has made adjustments. Ben Simmons got on Trae Young and said, not today. You can score a few, but I'm going to stop you when it counts. And anytime you let a man, and I will find his name, named Furkan Korkmaz score 14 points on you, you might be in trouble if you're a Hawks fan. Them red shirts are bleeding all over State Farm Arena. They are in serious trouble, and you may have to go back to the free fall if the Hawks, like you said, the Hawks don't win game 4.
Over.
And everybody start talking that it's been, like I said, it's been a nice season. Nate McMillan, go ahead and take your interim tag off. You're the coach now, but there's nothing you can do about that. And Philly, I mean, Clint Capella You talk a lot of noise, but Joel Embiid has destroyed you. He has embarrassed you, and it's simple as that. Them paint points, Joel Embiid is making you look sick. So you know it's a lot of trouble for the Hawks.
When Clint Capella looking small,
Hold on, Red. You already went now. Let me get in. All right. It's just simple as this. Playoffs is about matchups. And these matchups across the board do not favor the Hawks, especially when DeAndre Hunter goes down. You need a DeAndre Hunter to be able to defend against Tobias Harris or to even put him against Ben Simmons. Where the Sixers are the strongest, that's where the Hawks are weakest. And where the Hawks are strongest, unfortunately, where the Sixers are strongest, they match where the Hawks are strongest. For instance, Embiid is the best player in the series. All right. Clint Capella has been marginalized to become just a decent center in this series. He's not talking trash. He looks nervous. He is scared to defend. Embiid can do anything and everything that he wants to do with Clint Capella. He can take him outside. He can post him up. He is just baiting him into fouling him, so forth and so on. He is all in Capella's mind. I bet you all during the season, this series, Capella has had nightmares having to think about trying to defend Joel Embiid. But when Hunter went down, that really hurt the Hawks' chances. Somebody wants to say, yeah, they won game one, but that was a fill-out game. And as people have alluded to, Doc Rivers has made the adjustment. The problem is the Hawks are going to have to look at long-term finding somebody on the perimeter who can put the ball on the floor and get buckets. Or they have to find a post player who can get buckets. Trey is a great player, but we can see that he can be neutralized by putting somebody stronger and quicker on him. Those of y'all who play NBA 2K21, that's a good way to stop smaller guards. I know it. That's what I do in my video game. And that's what they're doing. That's what Doc Rivers has done with Trae Young. Put somebody stronger, who's quick, Ben Simmons, who's quick, slow down, Trae Young, and they have nobody else who can get buckets. Now, Lou Williams has had his moments, but let's remember Lou is older in age. He's not the same go-getter, but they have to get somebody on the perimeter, the wing, who can get buckets. And this leads us to the comment that somebody just asked just a few minutes ago, and that is, if we don't keep Collins, who should we look at? That's a great question, because with the Hawks signing the likes of Bogey and Gallinari, they don't have a whole lot of cap space. So the best that they could probably do is try to include John Collins and maybe Cam Reddish, somebody in a sign-and trade, to try to find a wing that could help them. I can't really think of a wing right now where the money fits. I think a player like an Andrew Wiggins could help them, but not at $30 million. No, not at all. So anybody have a player that the Hawks could add? Because I think next week this time we're talking about the Hawks in past tense. Because the only thing that they can really count on is, as I posted yesterday, is hoping that the nightlife in Atlanta will help them win Game 4, with the Sixers having 3 nights in Atlanta before they play again. That's about the only hope that they have in Game 4. Anybody got a player that you can think of? Because John Collins is not the answer. You cannot pay that man $20 and $30 million to be a fringe player, to just catch alley-oops. You got to be able to do more than that. So anybody got a question, a comment on who that player could be?
What do you think about DeMar DeRozan?
Actually, that may be a good sign. Yeah, actually, I like that. I think DeMar DeRozan would be that type of player because he can create his own bucket. He can get his own. He can score with consistency in the mid range. Now I know Red doesn't care for him too much, but I don't see anybody else that fits the bill but DeMar Rosen. Plus, he's a free agent. Red, what's your thought about DeMar DeRozan?
I disagree.
Why?
Just don't want to say. Not a fan. I don't think he'll help the house.
Why not? I mean, we're on a sports show, so we need more commentary.
I don't know. I just don't think he'll help the house. I don't think he's a good player to me. He's not a good player to me. I mean, if y'all think he's a good player, he's nothing to me. Just a mental weakling. That's my personal feelings about him.
He's not a player that averages 20 points a game. It's not.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, like you say, I think he's a piece of crap, a little mental midget. But like I say, I mean, if you think he'll help the Hawks, but I wouldn't endorse the signing. I wouldn't go I wouldn't go around getting excited because he's on the team. Matter of fact, I would prefer he stay away from either one of my teams, Lakers or the Hawks.
All right, Shelby, you got a facial expression, so please share it.
DeMar DeRozan is like you said, 20 point, 10 rebound guy. That's what you need. You need somebody who's going to score. I don't know how many rebounds we've missed. It's ridiculous, the amount of rebounds that we have missed in Clint Capella Stadium right there. So somebody who's going to get you 10 rebounds a game, that second chance points, he's big enough where he can go back up. I'm not understanding. Now, his mental issues are well documented. I've watched him on the show that me and you can't see. He's very outspoken about his mental health. There's no place better. We have a great city. So I'm not sure why you wouldn't want somebody. I think that's a great fit. And again, he is a free agent. Everywhere I've seen him, he doesn't appear to be all about me kind of guy. So I think he would blend well. I think somebody else said it. Blend well with the team, with Trae Young. I think he's a good fit. And if the money is right, you have to go out and get him, because I don't know what other money is available. Because like you said, we've already made some pretty big contract moves. I don't know if we can spend the kind of money to get a bigger name. I think that's a good fit.
One thing I want to say to Red is this. I think sometimes you look at DeRozan as the star player of a team that you probably don't like. And I can agree with you. I don't want him as the main guy. While at the same time, I don't think you're bringing him to Atlanta to be the main guy if you think Trae Young is that dude. So you're looking at him being Trae Young's Robin rather than the Atlanta Hawks Batman. And if you look at it within that context, then DeMar DeRozan is a good fit. Remember, mental makeup is important if you're going to be the lead guy, if you're going to be the superstar. If Trae Young is getting most of the publicity and he's getting most of the blame or shine, then that takes away from the pressure of someone who is being viewed as Robin. So I think because he would not be looked at as the guy here in Atlanta, I think he would definitely be a good fit. Or because he's available. Number one, because he's a free agent. Somebody got some dishes going on at Shelby McDonald's.
Yeah.
Somebody doing their chores. But anyway, I think DeRozan would be a great fit. Let's see. Lance says, that's true. Clark's ball, not sure. I do not want Kyle Kuzma. Kyle Kuzma's fool's gold. Kyle Kuzma does not have the basketball IQ to do what needs to be done in order to be a solid contributor to the Atlanta Hawks. You bored, Red? Yeah, you got your fist on you like you're bored. I didn't know I was boring you, brother. All right. Let's get ready to rock and roll. Let's move on to the next game. Suns versus Nuggets. Red, we'll start with you.
I guess I was one of those guys that was hopping on the Phoenix Suns bandwagon that you brought up earlier. But then, yeah, you're right. You brought up the injury component. And you're right there. They beat up on my Lakers who were hurt. And I forgot Jamal Murray not there. I'm pretty sure that battle with CP3 would probably be. I don't think Denver will be down 3-0 if Jamal Murray was there. I would want to think that he would make some type of difference in this series. But no matter what, the Phoenix Suns, they taking advantage. They playing what's in front of them, and they taking full advantage. So look, at the end of the day, hey, ain't nobody gonna feel sorry for you, and can't nobody hate on none of your playoff victories. So hey, if the Phoenix Suns go straight through the playoffs and get all injured teams, I'm pretty sure CP3 will hold up that trophy in pride, being that he's been hurt. I don't know how many playoff runs throughout his career. So I doubt CP3 is feeling sorry for anybody right now. That being said,
You may sweep.
yeah, it's over with. I think it's over with.
All right.
I think Phoenix is on a mission. They're focused right now. They smelling blood in the waters. Nikola Jokic, like I said, if all you got to back you up is a bunch of role players or some clown who gonna call you out and then come out and score 4 points and 6 points, you might be done. Like I say, congratulations to Nikola Jokic for winning MVP. It was well deserved. But you're missing your Robin, man. And none of you guys on your team, with the exception of Michael Porter Jr. in round one, has really, well, like I say, nobody has stepped up in this series versus Phoenix. So you're not going to be able to beat CP3 leading a team with just one guy showing up for a team. I mean, like I say, CP3 can take the scrubs of OKC and get them to the playoffs, get them to the 5th seed. You think you beating that guy with just one player? Sorry,
All
you
right,
need to
jump in there, coach. Will the Suns sweep the Nuggets?
No, they're not gonna sweep the Nuggets. No. You got basically the Nuggets have been in this situation before where they have been down and have made a fight to come back. You know, I mean, they like that like the proverbial cat corner. When you corner that cat, he gonna get the claws ready and gonna come up with them and get a few scratches in. Will they win the series? Probably not, but they're not gonna go out in 4 straight. I doubt it. They're gonna make a run at it. And you know, CP3 has been playing the balls out, lights out, but he due for a letdown somewhere. And I don't think they're gonna be able to shoot as well. And Nuggets win game 4 and possibly game 5. And they make it a series, and then Phoenix might go ahead and beat them, but I think the Nuggets are not gonna get swept. Your pride kicks in at some point.
So how is pride going to help them with guard play?
Michael Porter Jr. is gonna have a game. He's been kind of.
Hold on, coach. You didn't hear my question because you're talking about Michael Porter Jr. I said, how pride going to help guard play? Guard play. Michael Porter Jr. is not a guard. So how is that going to help guard play?
They got. I mean, just got to
make it, coach. I mean, I understand you're trying to stand on your theory, but how is that going to help guard play? Because that's where they're getting killed. Booker and CP3.
Yeah,
that's where they're
getting killed. Like I said, I see a letdown from both or one of them. And they're not gonna have that good a shooting game. I think Booker's been lights out. He's due for a letdown, a 6 for 20 game.
Help me, coach. Help me, coach. I'm not gonna let you ramble. Help me, coach. How are the Nuggets gonna do with guard play? What are the Nuggets guards gonna do to help this letdown? I'm not letting you off the hook, coach.
I know like I said, cat in the corner. The Nuggets are gonna step up and they're gonna probably do some switching on Booker. They're not gonna get swept. I can just say that honestly.
Coach, man, come on, man. You haven't addressed the guard play yet. I'm gonna let you take it. I'll come back to you in just a moment. Shelby, coach is pulling a red for sure.
Yeah. Coach is definitely pulling a red.
Yeah,
I don't think the Nuggets get swept. I do agree a little bit with Coach that your pride comes in a little bit, not to get swept, but 5. I mean, it'll be 5. They'll lose game 5, and it'll be over. Devin Booker and CP3 have been lights out. CP3 is actually playing like he did when he came in the league. Like, he's not almost 40 years old. It's been almost a resurgence, almost like Derrick Rose was with the Knicks, except the Knicks lost. But CP3 is playing lights out, and he's a good leader for that team. Monty Williams has that entire team believing that they can win. And I think they can. I think I told Red, I remember on his post, I believe he was trying to say something about the Suns. And I was like, I'm pretty sure I told y'all the Suns were going to come out the West. But I think I'll give the Nuggets one. But this series is over. When they went up 3-0, and it wasn't even close. And it was actually kind of painful and embarrassing. And I think your pride comes in a little bit. You don't want to get swept at home, but I'll give you game 4. But game 5, it's over. It's bless their hearts.
All right, let's pull out the brooms. They're gonna get swept.
Thank you.
Reason being, we got some feedback. But reason being, because of what Red alluded to earlier, CP3's injury history, it's incumbent upon the Suns to end series as quickly as they can. They don't have time to be playing around for CP3 to get hurt in any unnecessary game. So that they are going to go out and do what needs to be done, just like they took care of the Lakers in 5 when they had them on the ropes. They didn't leave anything to chance. So when they smelled blood, they went and sucked the life out of the Lakers, and they're going to do the same thing out of the Nuggets because they can't play with CP3's health. They need him to rest as long as possible, especially if the Clippers and Jazz series goes a bit longer. I don't think the Jazz will sweep the Clippers, so it's very much an incentive for the Suns to get through with this series so CP3 can rest up, get that shoulder even stronger because he's going to need to be 100% if the Suns are going to win the next round. All right?
That's it.
All right, let's move on to the next series, and we'll start with you, Coach. Jazz versus Clippers. Jazz up 2-0. Donovan Mitchell has been by far the best player on the court. Will the Clippers get back into this series? What you got, Coach?
It's gonna be. I think the Clippers gonna get right back in it, just like what they did with Dallas. They did. They went down 2-0 to Dallas, and here they came. The claw, Kawhi Leonard took it upon himself to say, "Hey, I just put y'all on my back, and y'all just ride with me." And he just came out fired up. I don't understand why Ty Lue, for all this talk of acquiring Rondo, you're not playing him as much. I don't understand that you acquired him for the playoffs, and then here the playoffs, and you like, well, he over there. He over there. He good. We'll bring him in every now and then because you ain't gonna contend with a serious Reggie Jackson thing, and he gonna shoot you back in a game or nothing. I don't know what it is, but we don't. I'm not gonna even say what everybody wants to say. I'm gonna steer away from that topic of Paul George because I know what people are gonna say. But I think the Clips get back in it, and the Clips are still my pick to go to the Western Conference Finals and win. I'm not shying away from the Clips. I'm gonna stay with them.
All right, so Coach has the Clippers coming back and beating the Utah Jazz. Shelby, do you agree with Coach's take?
No. Rudy Gobert is killing Kawhi Leonard. I mean, it's almost been like a where's Kawhi kind of thing. And I'm not a fan of Rudy Gobert after what he did to the NBA and the whole COVID thing. But he's been playing lights out. I think the Clippers win this next game, but I think it might go 6. But I still have Utah winning.
All right, Red, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Red,
no, somebody said that they're boring. Yes, Utah is still boring. I don't want to watch them in the finals. Absolutely not. They're absolutely still a boring team. But are they going to beat the Clippers? Yes. And then the Suns will beat them, and then it'll be a finals.
All right, Red, what do you think? Shelby has the Jazz, Coach has the Clippers coming out. I think you're leaning more towards Shelby, even though you don't want to.
He don't want to.
Well, I don't mind agreeing with him. I mean, we talked about it last week, so I might as well stay with my opinion that me and her both said that, yeah. But back to Coach's point about Rondo. Coach, the reason Rondo ain't working in this series is because he's playing for the Clippers. He only works, playoff Rondo only works when you're playing for the Celtics or the Lakers. Now, back to Shelby. Look, me and Shelby discussed this last week, and My feelings haven't changed. Utah's a boring, fundamentally sound team. And I think they're going to beat the Clippers. And I think this series is over with. Over, over, over. Okay? Unless Donovan Mitchell gets hurt, then the Clippers have a smudging of a chance. But as long as Spider Mitchell out there balling, as long as Gobert and the rest of the guys on that court, if Spider Mitchell is playing and the Utah and his team is around him, Clippers ain't got a chance. This series is over. We're finna get another sweep. You're finna have Phoenix sweep Denver. You're finna have the Clippers get swept. And Tyronn Lue, start praying, brother, because I'm hearing your job might be in jeopardy if y'all don't come out this series. And if that's the case, Steve Ballston, you might well go ahead and fire him now because he's not coming out this series. And I guess you prepared to eat for a 4-year contract that he gonna have left on it. But dude, you do some kind of what you call them, impulsive things anyway. So I wouldn't be surprised if you fired Ty Lue right away. But good luck finding another coach because you'll never find another coach that'll get you out the second round. So good luck. You bought the team. Now you're stuck with that garbage.
Traditionally, I would agree with this boring statement of Utah, but Donovan Mitchell is becoming must-see TV. I can't name too many more players that are playing right now that's more exciting to watch than Donovan Mitchell. The man can ball. The man got a sweet jump shot. The man got good ball handling. The man can go to the rack. The man has hops. So past Utah teams were boring, but this Utah team, Donovan Mitchell is as exciting as anybody who is playing right now. And some people have compared Donovan Mitchell's game to Dwayne Wade's game, and I can see definitely the comparison, even though Dwayne Wade did not have a three-point shot like Donovan Mitchell. Also, we must also remember, and I'm going to say this to Coach, let's remember that Utah is doing this against the Clippers without even one of their better players, Mike Conley Jr. The Clippers are in a bad situation like the Hawks are with the Sixers. The Utah Jazz best players are on the perimeter. They got two guys who can wheel and deal, Donovan Mitchell, and then they got Jordan Clarkson. And unfortunately, their best defensive players are three. They play the three. The claw can't claw down Donovan Mitchell. He's too quick. He's too strong. Jordan Clarkson is too quick. So that's why the Clippers are struggling. And then on the offensive end, the Utah Jazz has that guy in the middle who can neutralize Kawhi and Paul George going to the rack in the Eiffel Tower, one Rudy Gobert. So the matchups just are not in the favor of the Clippers, and they don't have the guard play that can match the guard play of the Utah Jazz. And if you put the claw on Donovan Mitchell or you put Paul George on Donovan Mitchell, they can't play him one-on-one. So what does that do? Once he breaks them down, they got to bring help defense, double team. Who's open? Joe Ingles, Bogdanovic. They can shoot the three. This is not a good matchup for the Los Angeles Clippers, and I don't see how they can come out of this series because the matchups are just not in their favor. They need another guard who can ball out and defend Donovan Mitchell, but unfortunately, that guard is not on that roster.
So you agree with me? It's sweet.
I'm not gonna say sweet. I'll say I'm gonna give the Clippers 6. I'll give them 6. Now, let me say this: if they do sweep them, I would not be surprised. But I don't think the Clippers will get swept. I don't believe it. All right, last game before we go to halftime. Last point game, and this is the shocker, I think, out of everybody. Definitely for me. The Nets up 2-1. The Bucks barely beat the Nets. The other night when the Nets played a 4-game and they somehow got a victory. Let's see who we'll start with. Shelby, where are we in the series?
I'm surprised too. I did not think that the Nets would be this good, but clearly they've been saving it for the playoffs, and they're the team to beat right now. Yeah, the Bucks are done. I think we've seen Coach Bud in his last coaching appearance. I think we saw that with the Hawks. We thought maybe he was better, but he's still Coach Bud. He's still the Coach Bud that was here in Atlanta. He hasn't made any adjustments. They are that game 3 was a fluke. I thought the Bucks were gonna. I mean, I thought the Nets were gonna win. It's time. It's over. They might get 5. It'll be 5.
Coach, do you agree with Shelby's assessment?
No, because the Nets messed around, and instead of winning game 3, they let the Bucks get a little light shine on them. Now here we go. Still no James Harden. Green is out, and Coach Bud, your game plan is simple. Kevin Durant, fire away. Don't try to guard an unguardable player. That's the unicorn. Leave Kevin Durant alone. The rest of the team, I'm going to tear y'all up. Y'all can get ready. I'm going to put all kind of weapons and defenses against y'all. Kyrie, you shoot 7 for 50. Joe Harris, you saw what happened to him. 1 for 11. I mean, stop the rest of the team. You're not going to deal with Durant. Durant is just on another level. But the rest of the team, I want to see what you can do against the defense and switch some defensive players up and put it on. I think Milwaukee got light to be in this series now. And now the Nets should have been up 3-0. But instead, you gave them a little light.
So what's the series going to be, Coach?
It's going all 7, and the Bucks going to win in 7.
Ooh.
I think that's more Kevin Durant hate right there, but
I didn't hate Durant. I said you let Durant shoot because you're not going to stop him.
Well,
you can't stop.
We know you refer to Kevin Durant, coward. We know that.
He's a coward, but he
I think, and I want to keep you honest. I think that coward reference that you always refer to him is somehow in some of your commentary in this particular series. But hey, it's your take. But I do want the fans to recognize that we are listening to somebody who does not pay a huge amount of respect to Kevin Durant, even though you said basically he's unstoppable. But come on, Coach. You don't want the Nets to go far. I understand that. Because you don't want. Go ahead.
No Harden. If they had Harden, then this would be a totally different series, and it'd probably be over.
I think they're actually doing better without Harden. But that's another story for another day. All right, Coach says the Bucks in 7. Red, you agree with our coach's assessment?
Yeah, a little bit.
How you gonna do a little bit? Either you do or you don't, Red. Come on, man.
Yes, I do. Especially if the Bucks win tonight. I think I am not jumping off my pick that easily. I had to see the Bucks win a game. Now, I'm completely shocked like you. I didn't think the Bucks would be getting manhandled like this. I mean, especially without Harden. But they home. They escaped with a win game. They don't think by chance I was impressed with that game 3 victory. No, they escaped. I mean, you up 22 points and you let the Nets come back and really take the lead. And really, the Nets should have won. I don't know what they were doing on that last series. Bruce, whatever his name is, trying to be the hero. No, buddy, that's Kevin Durant's job. Put the ball in Durant's hand and let him get you to a 3-0 lead. So that was the mistake, but it might be a critical mistake because the Bucks come out tonight. And it was like you said, Shelby been mentioning pride all day. Well, if Coach Bud has some pride, if these Bucks have any pride, I mean, if Greek Freak have any pride, if ugly old Chris Middleton have any pride, I mean, you at home. You take these guys and don't let these guys go up 3-1 on you. You know what you can do. Play defense. Stop trying to match the Nets at their game. Giannis, what are you doing shooting threes? Dude, kill these guys in the paint. See, this is the problem with the Bucks, man. They got all of these players over there who are capable, but they don't have no heart, man. They don't have no guts. They don't have that toughness inside to go right at these Nets and get physical with them and take them out their game. If they did, it would be a different series right now. But I'm hoping, just hoping with some type of luck that the Bucks can try to manhandle the Nets tonight in Game 3, tie this series up, and get it back to Brooklyn in Game 5 where the pressure can really be on the Nets, and we'll see how tough those Nets really are when the pressure, because they know they'll have to win Game 5 because if the Bucks go win tonight, go steal Game 5 and come back to Milwaukee, we're gonna see how mentally tough these Nets are. But Bucks, you got to challenge these guys. So it starts with winning tonight. Now, if you don't win tonight, everything that I said is just mute because you're about to get swept. But you're about to lose in 5 games. But win tonight, make this thing a series, and let's get it back to Brooklyn with some pressure on the Nets. The Nets ain't had no pressure this entire playoffs. I want to see how this team performs with the pressure on them. Not when they just gliding through the game. Nobody's going to stop us. We just going to shoot whatever we want to, and nobody's going to beat us. No, come on, Milwaukee. Make it a series. I believe in what Coach said, but they got to win tonight.
All right. Let me just back into this. I'm going to bring my profession into the equation. I'm a preacher. A good preacher sticks with the text, what's in the scripture. You study what's in the scripture. Sometimes we make inferences, but a good preacher is going to stick with the text. In Red's commentary, I heard a whole lot of inferences, hopes and ifs and so forth and so on. Not sticking to the text. I'm talking.
Red, you had your turn.
Shut up.
Went on forever.
The text. When I'm listening to Coach's commentary, I'm not seeing him stick to the text. There is nobody. I picked the Bucks to win. I went on record to put the Bucks to win in 6. And I'm sticking with the text that I've seen in these games. If we look at the last game, the Bucks barely won a game. When is Joe Harris going to shoot 1 for 11 again? And the Bucks barely beat the Nets. Can we see Giannis shoot 1 for 8 again from the 3-point line? Yes, we can see that again. Are we going to see him probably shoot 40, 50% from the free throw line again? Yes, we'll probably see that again. Are we going to see ball movement from the Bucks? And in 2 days, they're going to start feeding the ball down low to play to their strength. That ain't happened. And here it is. This goes back to what Joe Black said. This is not Coach Bud's fault. I blame Coach Bud earlier this week. But then the basketball spirit spoke to me and reminded me the kind of team that Coach Bud fielded with the Atlanta Hawks. I'm losing some of y'all interest. I need y'all to stay with me right here because I had to listen to all that y'all had to say. So don't start looking otherwhere when I'm talking now. All right. Did the Hawks play like the Bucks are playing right now? Did they have ball movement in Atlanta? I'm asking the question. Yeah, they did, right?
A little.
Yeah. Yeah, they had plenty because they didn't have any one-on-one. Remember, Jeff Teague, this was his starting lineup. Jeff Teague, Kyle Korver, Paul Millsaps, Al Horford, and DeMar Carroll. Any studs? Any great one-on-one ball players right there?
No.
So they were the number 1 seed in the East based upon ball movement. So he has a track record of ball movement. The problem in Milwaukee is the same thing why people watch Milwaukee. And that person is named the Greek Freak. The reason why the Bucks can't engage in ball movement like Coach Bud's team did in Atlanta is because Giannis can't shoot. Giannis got to have the ball, take 1-on-5 in order to get a shot. Ball movement works for folks who got players on the team who can shoot. I have never seen a Coach Bud team play almost an entire half and they did not pass the ball more than 2 times per possession. That was not what he did with the Atlanta Hawks. But that's what they're doing in Milwaukee because of one Greek freak. And Greek freak is the reason why the Bucks are in the situation that they're in, and we'll talk about it possibly later. We may have to wait till next week to talk about it. But Greek freak as a superstar is highly questionable. So with that being said, the Bucks might extend it to 6. I can see this thing ending in 5 because nothing is going to change. Giannis, they're inviting Giannis to shoot bricks. They are standing up for joy every time Giannis hoists a 3-pointer because he is letting them off the hook, and because the Bucks are not moving the ball, they're making these guys like Kyrie Irving, who's not a great defensive player, look like a good defensive player because all they're doing is stand. And when you don't make the other team work on defense, that's how Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant can get anything and everything that they want on the offensive end because they're not working hard on the defensive end. And that's why the Bucks are going to get their heads beat in if they don't pull off a miracle and find some other type of offense. The Giannis game ain't changing anytime soon. I'm done. So I got the Nets in 6 now. Any closing comments, Coach? You got your face going up. All right. What you think, Coach?
Oh no, I'm just listening to the basketball spirit that spoke to you.
I'm glad that you caught that one. I'm glad that you caught that.
And just absorbing the spirit, and like, that spirit only spoke to you. It didn't speak to Coach Bud, or hadn't spoke to him yet.
Well, here's the problem with Coach Bud. There's a guy who's making $40 million. And his spirit is going to be around Milwaukee much longer than Coach Bud. So that's the problem with the current NBA. These guys got so much power.
So do you smell a return of the man who created the Greek freak?
Who's that?
Jason Kidd.
No.
He's not getting a head coaching job again.
Mm-mm.
All right. I see I'm winning the mannequin challenge right now. My box is frozen and everybody's frozen. So this is a good time to take a quick break, halftime. Let's take a quick break. We've been talking a lot of sports talk, and we've gone over an hour. We still got Julio to talk about. We still got Russell Wilson to talk about the playoffs. And we may have to take those sub-basketball topics back to another week because we just had so much to talk about so far.
We can skip the Braves.
I think we might be able to do that because I think the Braves report is they major in being inconsistent. But nevertheless, let's take a break right here. Thank y'all for watching the Red and Rev Sports Show featuring Coach and Shelby. We've had a wonderful time talking, and we look forward to coming to you with the second half of the Red and Rev Sports Show. Let me cue the music. Again, we're talking Julio. We're talking Russell Wilson. We're talking the 12 team potential playoff in with the NCAA football. So hang out with your boys. We may throw in some basketball again. I don't know if we have the time to do it or not, but nevertheless, it's halftime of the Red and Rev Sports Show. We'll be right back with a good second half. And we are back from halftime, and we're glad to have this second half. And there were some comments that I didn't get to before we went to halftime. And yeah, y'all did try to basketball minister to me. I don't mind acknowledging when I may be off track, and I put a public apology about my take on the Bucks. So I don't mind acknowledging when I'm wrong. Coach Bud was probably drunk. You know what? My mother and I talked about that the other day. He did look kind of inebriated the other day. And no, that's no joke. That was the truth. That was the truth. Shelby, you saw that too?
I mean, he does have a history of
Right.
having alcohol issues, adult beverage issues. Just
No
saying.
doubt. Vincent said Rev needs to invite Coach Bud to his prayer class. That Buck offense definitely needs Jesus. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Where's Armani? Armani, check your messenger. Check your text. All right. Here we go. We're going to talk Julio Jones. I know Shelby was weeping when she found out the news that one Julio Jones.
Bye.
She was weeping. I could feel her tears.
Bye.
Julio Jones was traded to the Tennessee Titans for basically a second round pick. The next draft and a fourth round pick the following year. The Falcons give a 6th round pick the following year. So with that being said, we know how Shelby feels. I'm gonna start with Coach on this because he's the neutral voice. Matter of fact, before I go to Coach, I'm gonna go with Red. Red, your thoughts about number 11 being traded away from the Falcons to the Titans? What are your thoughts?
It was gonna happen. It had to happen, and it did happen. Sad to see Julio go. He was my favorite player on the team currently, but past bad moves, Dimitrov, bad contracts, bad personnel decisions got us to this point where the Falcons were strapped for cash. We had no salary cap relief, and Julio's contract was the prime candidate to be moved along. You got to deal with Tennessee. They're going to pay pretty much all of his salary. I hate the fact that the Falcons got themselves in this position, but that's the nature of the NFL business. Sometimes you lose players that you don't want to lose, and I guess it was my team's turn, and it was my favorite player's turn. We all know the play I wish they could have got rid of, but hey, you know, crap happens. But I'm not gonna be like the other Falcon fans, all dogging Julio out or whatnot. Look, Julio had every right to seek employment elsewhere. If Julio have issues with Matt Ryan, I understand completely. If Julio had issues with how the front office did things, had issues with how the front office handled the Dan Quinn situation, look, Julio is the best player on this team. He has every right to any feelings that he had whatsoever. I'm not wishing him bad on the way out. I appreciate what he did for my team, his decade here, over 12,000 yards. He was a first ballot Hall of Fame receiver for my Falcons, and I wish no ill on that man. Good luck, Quintorris Jones. Congratulations on your new chapter in your life, and see you soon.
All right, nobody jump in on the number yet. We just want to talk about the trade, and then we'll come back to the number that you chose. Coach, your thoughts about Julio going to the Titans, and I want you to give us some commentary on, do you think that will help the Titans get to that next level to be on the level of the Kansas City Chiefs?
Who is the happiest man in the NFL right now? Can you tell me?
I can't tell you. Who is it?
Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry jumped up and down and just went berserk because now no more 8-man boxes to try to stop him. You got to respect Julio and A.J. Brown out there. So now here we go. Derrick Henry going to be – he said, oh, man, I got it made. I can run over and stiff arm about 3 or 4 more people this year. But Ryan Tannehill is in trouble. And the reason I say he's in trouble, if you can't throw the ball to Julio, you're no better than Matt Ryan. And I seen your arm, Mr. Tannehill. It's subpar. But Tennessee doesn't exactly have a great offensive line, so now the pressure's on him to get the ball to Julio, because Julio gonna want the ball. Now he ain't just come to the Titans to not get more touches. So I don't want this to be a backfire move to say, okay, now Derrick Henry gonna get the ball more, and the offense gonna try to feature him instead of throwing the ball to Julio. Julio came to get more deep ball. Now he has a stronger arm than Matt Ryan and Tannehill does, but just want to see how it's gonna work. Do the Titans get on the Chiefs level? No. I still don't think they're on the Chiefs level. Not offensively, but defensively. Not. I mean, defensively, they got a ways to work. They got Bud Dupree, suckers. But I still don't think that their secondary is garbage. So the Tennessee, are they able to outscore a lot of people? Maybe. But that's what you're going to have to do to win the game. I don't put them on the Chiefs level yet. Nope.
All right, Shelby, jump in there.
I'm not going to bash Julio. Listen, football is a business. The NFL is a business. We had very bad decision making in the front office. Thomas Dimitroff, again, as the general manager, you have to know the money situation. That's literally your job. That's your main job. Know the money. Julio had to go. I'm not going to bash him, but I'm not going to miss him either. Listen, you had to go. Bye. I wish you well in your new adventure, whatever. Bye. You had to get out. See ya. Hope we don't have to play you, because I'm pretty sure that you are gonna do what everybody says you're gonna do. You're gonna ball out against the Falcons. But no, am I sad? Absolutely not. And they took his contract? Bye. Oh, bye.
So why are we happy to get rid of Julio's contract and don't share the same type of frustration keeping Matt Ryan's contract?
I have a frustration with Matt Ryan's contract. Again,
I'm just speaking in general.
Yeah, I think it was a bad contract. I completely agree with you that it was a bad contract. However, if you give it to me, I'm going to sign it. Yeah. It should never have been offered. It never should have been offered. I completely agree with you.
Here's the problem with Falcons fans. We're going at Julio, dismissing the contributions of Julio. Julio was a beast in spite of Matt Ryan. Like Julio was reduced to a possession receiver because of Matt Ryan's insufficiencies. And until this fan base in Atlanta knows where to throw blame, yes, we can throw blame at the management because they gave Matt Ryan a bad contract. People who say they gave Julio a bad contract. But why do you reward a man after he showed you who he really was the year after the Super Bowl, where everybody wants to talk about the defense, and the defense carried that man that year? I mean, the defense the year after the Super Bowl was solid. That year, they were solid. But yet they gave Matt Ryan that long-term contract after that year. And nobody is going up in arms about a quarterback who's 4-6. We're happy that Julio is gone more than we are upset about the fact that we got a quarterback who's 4-6 and played over a decade. See, we got to become more educated as a fan base if we don't put any heat on the management. Yeah, no. Julio had to be a cap casualty. Why isn't Matt Ryan a cap casualty? Why is Matt Ryan not getting any heat for being 4-6? He doesn't even average a playoff win per season in his career. Why are we content with his contract being restructured that puts the Falcons 3 years behind schedule because we already know what we got. That's the kind of stuff that frustrates me with the Atlanta Falcons. It's not just the team, but it's the fan base. We got to become more educated and know where to throw the heat. I think it was very disrespectful. I saw somebody with a Falcons jersey on number 11, and then they took out Julio's name and put Young. That's disrespectful.
Yeah.
That's disrespectful. Like, that man is the best player arguably ever to wear a Falcons jersey. But that's the kind of disrespect that we show him. Julio knew he was going to be a cap casualty. That's why he requested the trade. He saw the handwriting on the wall. We know Julio is not that kind of dude that's just going to complain, because if he were that dude, he would have been complaining about the lack of arm strength that Matt Ryan has had his whole career. But Julio was never a diva. Julio never threw the number 2 under the bus. He went in stride, team guy, even when Matt Ryan is partly the reason why he doesn't get in the end zone, because he can't throw the ball accurately, because he can't throw the deep ball. But Julio never said anything. But then the fans going to attack Julio because he requested a trade after he sat there for almost 8 seasons and let this clown throw him the football where he got hit more than he had to get hit. Because if Matt Ryan could have thrown the deep ball, how many hits Julio would have avoided? Julio wasn't no guy who's supposed to be running across the middle all the time. But the only way Matt Ryan could get him the ball, because he can't throw in tight windows, is because Julio had to turn into a possession receiver. But we don't think about those kind of things when we come at Julio. And that's why Falcons will not win a Super Bowl anytime soon, because our fan base does not know the game. We don't know where to place the blame. Matt Ryan is an enigma to this team. And nobody should be coming at Julio. Everybody should be talking about the cancer that's at the QB position that does the same thing year after year after year after year, and that's not closeout games. I'm done.
Rev.
Yes.
I saw a comment by Maurice Thrower that may need addressing, and he seems to be a little. I just want to. This as a side note.
That's it.
That's one of the better O-lines. Are you serious?
Yeah. Coach, I kind of agree with him though, Coach.
Okay.
Because I wanted to take issue with you when you said about the offensive line. Now, Derrick Henry is not the most spry running back. We know Derrick Henry has to get a running start. So there has to be holes to open in order for him to run as much as he did, Coach.
I agree with the running, but what about pass blocking? They were near the bottom of the league, almost 25th, 26th for pass blocking, which is now you say you want to throw the ball more, but you got to be able to block. Bye, Shelby.
Did they have somebody the likes of Julio in the passing game?
A.J. Brown, Corey
A.J. Brown on Julio's level?
They wasn't Julio, but they still were decent wide out. A.J. Brown, Corey Davis, who they lost.
All right, Shelby, that's 2 strikes for you. 3
no, sorry.
You got that Boost Mobile going on.
Yeah.
All right. Real quick, man. We promised this happened, man. We got to bring Armani in. Armani with us.
Oh, he's got his Falcon shirt on.
Go landscape, Armani. Landscape, Armani. Turn your camera.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You're looking like a little munchkin.
Hold on.
Man, we don't turn it to the get up set now. All these analysts on here. We got 5 windows.
Yeah, just turn your camera where's rectangular, man.
It won't.
I need to leave
All
All right, man. All right, we're just gonna refer to you as the little munchkin. All right, little munchkin. Now,
Sorry.
Go ahead, man. Tell us how you feel about the Julio joining the Titans. Go with it.
I mean, you know, as much as we love Julio, as much as I love Julio, he wanted to leave. I mean, and my grandfather always taught me as a teenager, you know, when I started dating, he was like, you can't keep nobody that don't want to be kept. So, you know, I feel like Julio did get tired of, you know, having to stop and wait on the ball to get to him. He got tired of not being able to get to the deep threat. You know what I mean? So I just think he got tired. And then it's a good deal for the Titans because they have somebody to kind of complement AJ Brown. And I think they'll work good together. But on the other side, y'all have to remember Arthur Smith is not there anymore. Their play caller isn't going to be there anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So they might take a step back on the offense because there's the new coordinator's trying to figure things out. I mean, I'm just saying. So, you know, with that being said, I don't expect Tennessee to be what Kansas City is or maybe even what Buffalo is. I think they'll go to the playoffs, and let's not also forget Julio gonna miss 5 or 6 games.
Well, you heal real quickly.
He did. I didn't know what to expect.
I mean, you heal real quickly from the Julio hurt. Like Julio.
It's like, well, you know, he's gonna miss about 5 or 6
because
games.
You know what?
Fresh by now, golly, man.
You know what, Rev? I looked at the bigger picture. I'm like, all right, Julio is 32, going on 33. I mean, and I get it. I love Julio. I wish we wouldn't let him go because, I mean, we would have Julio, Calvin Ridley, Kyle Pitts, Hayden Hurst. This offense would have looked prolific. But at the same time, it's like, you know, he wanted to leave. You can't keep him after he went on the TV show and then said what he said on national TV. At that point, it's toxic for the locker room.
Hold on, Armani. Hold on.
Yeah, you kind of got it.
Hold on for a second.
I'm sorry.
Let's put what happened in context.
Yeah.
Okay.
Julio
didn't want to leave.
was called by Shannon Sharp on Undisputed when nobody from the Atlanta Falcons management was out for him to be back next season.
Right.
So let's not act like Julio. Somebody doing a lot of moving.
What is that noise, man? What is that noise? Shelby, is that
It's
you?
not me. I'm not moving.
All right. I'm about to find out who it is in just a minute. Hold on. I think it was Coach. He just stopped doing what he was doing. Yeah. Anyway, Coach like one of them little kids. I didn't do it. But anyway, let's not act like Julio just went rogue and said, I want out of here.
Mm-hmm.
Julio knew the handwriting was on the wall.
Yeah.
It's just like, okay, I think all of us have dated before.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just like the woman, or in Shelby's case, the man that she dated, or with women we dated, won't commit to us and won't acknowledge us.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't say, we want to be with them. Then at some point, if we're smart, are we going to sit there and continue to listen to that narrative? No, we're going to say, I'm out of here if we got any common sense, because this woman, or in Shelby's case, this man, doesn't want me anymore.
I didn't think we were bringing a relationship comparisons. I thought y'all told me to leave the relationship comparisons.
You missed the context. You got to stay with the point. The
It's
context
an example.
It's an example. So you got
my things are examples too. Y'all tell me to leave the converted off the show.
Nobody needs to know.
I have more relationship. I have more relationship comparisons. Don't worry. Now that I know they're accepted.
You're wasting time. Here's the point. I'm not sitting up here talking about who Julio Jones is dating. That's the context you bring up about Aaron Rodgers dating such and such and such and such, which has no sports reference. It's just It's
I
just a
thought Julio
team.
Jones was a homosexual.
I'm gonna put you on mute. I'm gonna have to mute him because I'm in control right now because you're not listening. I'm not talking about who Julio is dating, who Matt Ryan is going out with. I'm using a comparison to say why Julio. All right. So stick with the text. Stick with the text. All right. And understand, I'm the one with the power over here. So if you want to try to take what I said in a different way and try to abuse it, get ready to be muted. All right. Let's move forward. Anyway.
Homosexual who though?
That's the difference, Amani. That's the difference.
I get it.
That's the difference.
I get it. But Rev, I'll have to ask you, who benefits more from this trade, Atlanta or Tennessee?
Tennessee in the short term, maybe in the long term, the Falcons do. It depends on who they choose in the second round with the pick. But definitely, I mean, can we say, all right, this noise, somebody about to be muted right here. Who keeps moving? All right. I think it was Red. Hold on, man. No, it wasn't Red.
Not me.
All right, man. We got to see who. We got to check these mics. But anyway, in the short term, it's definitely the Titans because we can say the Titans are competing for something this year because of the trade.
Right.
The Falcons are not competing for anything, and it's partly because by trading Julio, they are admitting we're taking a step back.
Right.
And
so there are no expectations for the Falcons this year, whereas there are expectations for the Tennessee Titans.
And Julio ain't gonna do much when he leaves anyway. When the last time a Falcon player left Atlanta and did something besides Dion? Dion probably the last big player that left us and went on and went 2 rings. Nobody else has left us and went on to do big things. We get the best out of everybody's career here. So Julio got 12,000 yards here. If he had 1,000 yard season for the Titans, they ought to be lucky. And I don't see it. I think his best years are behind him.
All right. Any closing comments, Amani, before we move on to the next topic?
Nah. It's just like I said, I hate to see him go, but I mean, I'm not in disbelief, but I can believe it that they chose to keep Matt Ryan over Julio Jones, and because I was just for sure, like everybody else on this panel probably was, that we were going to draft a quarterback with that 4th pick. I just knew once San Francisco passed up on Justin Fields, I was like, oh man, the Falcons, they about to grab Justin. And they picked Kyle Pitts. I was just like, man, come on, man. But it is what it is. I hope that we can maybe get back to the playoff promised land. Because let's see what Arthur Smith can do. I mean, this is his first year as a head coach. They're under a new regime. They're under Terry Fontenot. Oh, one more point, and I'm gonna let it go. Kudos to Terry Fontenot for not trading him in the division. He traded him to another division. So I mean, I
thought
guess
he was gonna do that
there. So, but
where would he have traded him to? Where would he have traded him to in the division?
Nobody had the money.
Yeah, no Carolina.
Nobody had the cap space in the NFC.
Nah, I'm not gonna give him kudos because that went without saying that. Unless somebody offered him a 1st round pick, he was not going to trade him. So I'm not going. I mean, it didn't take a rocket scientist to figure out he wasn't going to do that. So but nevertheless, man, thanks for jumping in on Monty. We'll talk with you, brother.
Okay, all right. I'll see y'all later. Thank you.
All right, peace. All right, enough about Julio. Let's go. Did Russell or did not Russell? Real quickly, Russell Wilson came on in this past week talking about he never requested for a trade. Did he or did he not seek a trade to get out of Seattle? Shelby, we'll go with you first.
I think he did. I think Seattle called his bluff because as much as I hate to agree with Red and his Sierra comments, listen, happy wife, happy life. she didn't want to be. She didn't want to be in Seattle. I mean, who does want to be in Seattle? It rains all the time. Nobody wants to be in Seattle. But I think he did request a trade, and I think the Seahawks called his bluff. And now all of a sudden, oh well, no, I never really called it. I didn't want to trade. No, I was just playing. That didn't come from me. It came from somewhere in his camp because people don't just make that kind of stuff up. I think he did, and I think Seattle called his bluff, and now he's stuck there.
All right, Coach, did he or did he not?
I mean, I guess he did. But here's the thing: if he really wanted a trade, Seattle wouldn't have traded him. Because who's their backup quarterback? Can anybody name him for $500?
It was the black dude from West Virginia that used to play for the New York Jets.
Pat White?
No, the guy that got punched in the face.
Yeah, the one who got punched in the face.
Geno? Oh,
yeah,
Geno
Smith.
Geno Smith.
So Russell Wilson, or is it Russell Williams? Which one? Wilson.
Sorry, Coach.
Wilson. Where you get Williams from?
I messed up.
That's what happens when you come on late, Red. You missed the reference. You missed the reference. Yeah.
A reference what? Shelby got the name wrong?
Yeah. I did.
I'm not surprised she gets something sports related wrong.
Uh-oh.
But you weren't even here. But you are here.
Go
ahead, Coach. Did he or did he not?
He probably could say what he wanted to, but I believe he did. But hey, they're not gonna trade him. He should have known that from the start. They're not gonna get rid of Russell Wilson, no matter what him or his wife say. He's in Seattle for the long run until he retires, so he can say whatever he wants. They're gonna look at him like, no, sir, we don't honor trade requests from you. Bye.
All right, did he or did he not, Red?
Of course he did. We all know he did. Didn't he have a list? Did he not have a list of teams that he wanted to go to? So you're not gonna have a list of teams if you didn't request a trade. Now, between that time and where we are now, maybe some conversations were had, maybe some meetings were had, maybe things were worked out. Maybe he convinced Sierra to change her mind and just to hold on a little while longer up in Seattle. But whatever, a request was made, and like somebody said, maybe they called his bluff or told him that we couldn't find a trade partner or just decided not to do it. But a trade request was made. He's not traded now. It's time for the season to begin. So he has to make a statement. Go ahead, get it out the way, ready for the season to begin. Hopefully we won't have to revisit this again until Sierra says something else. Tell him again to make another request. But until Sierra makes another trade request, I think we're good for right now.
Until Sierra makes another trade request. Wow. That man is not, as I would say, he's not the pastor of his own church.
That's a nice way of saying that. I'm going to use that. That's very nice.
I'm sure somebody will use it for your boyfriend.
Oh, my
You know
goodness.
what?
There we go. Red, you're pushing it on that one. Come on now. Come on. You get dangerous. Shelby, I appreciate your spirit of restraint right there, because that could have been.
I ain't scared of nobody. Let her say what she want to say.
That's a little bit too far right there, Red.
Oh, okay. Well, let's move on.
All right. So I think he did request a trade, but he requested the trade through his handlers, his agent, so forth and so on. They were the ones who got the story out there. So he did it behind closed doors. They just made it public. And now that it didn't happen, and he knows he's going to be in Seattle, he's retreated to make sure that he can save face so that Seattle could still look at him as this beloved figure. But Russell is kind of sneaky. And I think he is trying to do what they call it now when you're trying to patch some things up.
Saying my words were taken out of context.
What's that?
Words taken out of context.
No, when you try to patch something up when it's been broken.
Yeah, you try to fix it.
Mend the broken fence.
Okay. Mend the broken fence. You got it.
Yeah. All right. And Armani just got off the show saying, Red, leave Shelby alone. Look at
that. Shelby alone. Is she a victim now?
Vincent said that was superhuman scripture about how jumping.
Oh my God, these guys really, these REVANITEs, I swear.
Nah, man, that was you started talking about her relationship on the show, man. That's a little dicey right there, Red. That's a little dicey.
Y'all keep bringing it up. Can we move on?
Now, we're trying to help you understand what we heard. That's all we trying to do.
They trying to keep you from
Shelby,
getting cut.
Shelby is not as sensitive as you guys make out to be. I'm pretty sure.
No. It's not sensitive. It's just some things got to kind of,
It's just disrespectful.
Oh my God! Now you getting that too, Shelby? Shut up, girl. You ain't even think Shelby does not think that is disrespectful.
That's just like if somebody knew about your relationship and they attacked your relationship on
He
that.
doesn't have one.
I said I can attack anything, and neither do you with your phony made up invisible relationship. Anyway, yeah,
well, I got time today. I got time.
You got time. You got time every day with your made up invisible relationship.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Chris.
You gotta use unseen REVANITEs who ain't on camera to take up for you. Yeah, look at
we can get Chris on right now. We can get
all
Chris.
these
We can
loser
get Vincent.
comments from the loser REVANITE nation.
I got
a bunch
time.
of losers. All of y'all a bunch of losers. No, me and Shelby are fine. I'm talking about these losers from REVANITE Nation jumping on as if anybody asked them anything.
You win for the day, Chris. Thank you.
Chris didn't win anything with lame stuff, dude. You just trying to suck up to Shelby. She ain't giving you no time, brother. You ain't getting no attention from her, fool. Okay? Shelby wouldn't give you the time of day.
Black said make him some brownies.
Make him some
I can. I got some.
Red, call your dealer.
Okay, but they can say whatever they want. Now, I promise you, if I start to get disrespectful, it's going to be a problem. But everybody else can say whatever. Go ahead. Have your fun, REVANITE Nation. We all know y'all can't handle the real Rev. You better watch out, though. Don't let me say something to make you think.
Oh, man, Red.
You got to remember, this is a family show, so I can't say what I really want to say.
Kelly, you missed it. Kelly, you missed it. It was...
Oh, man.
Get jealous of who, fool? Shelby don't want you, Chris.
Not you either.
You know you don't want me, you big dummy. I didn't say you wanted me.
All right, before this thing go rogue, we're going to mute everybody real quickly. We're going to mute everybody before this thing get rogue real quickly. We're going to mute everybody. We're going to come back. Let us reason together before this thing gets off the rails. The things may be said that don't need to be said. We're going to calm down. Calm down. Let us pray. Let us calm down. Let us calm down. Let us calm down. All right. When they talk about who wants Shelby and who wants this, man, we got to calm down. All right. This is going to lead us to our last topic. Everybody calm down, man. And
nobody got
Oh, my gosh, he is still talking.
It's just a bunch of loser REVANITE. They just talking stuff behind the camera.
All right. And there we go. Red. Calm down, man. For real, man. Yeah.
You know, me and Shelby did just fine when it was just two of us.
Red, you want to calm down, brother? Yeah, calm down, man. You starting to talk.
REVANITE Nation got excited, not me. Me and Shelby are fine.
Because, again, and I'm gonna just say this real talk. Everybody, even Shelby, Shelby's not sensitive, and we know she's not sensitive. The one thing is, though, certain things you shouldn't attack. That's all I'm saying. And everybody understands that, but you. Like, nobody's picking on you, brother. People. Y'all
can say whatever you want.
Put you on mute if you don't want to listen. All right. Matter of fact, you go in timeout, man. We're done. We'll bring him back in just a moment when he wants to listen, man, because everybody trying to understand certain things. But I think he's on one right now, so we're gonna move forward and move on real quick.
What are you doing?
All right, man. Now calm down. If people are just trying to talk to them, but nevertheless, thank y'all. We made it almost to 200 episodes by the grace of God. we almost made it to 200. God be praised. All right, moving on real quickly. We had mentioned earlier about somebody said shalom. Kumbaya.
Oh Lord.
Oh man. All right, here we go. Let's move on to the last topic. It's 1:00. This has definitely been a fiery episode and a learning episode as well. So we gonna just be commenting.
Whoa.
Right. All right. So we mentioned earlier, and Red, you never sent me your list. So if you don't mind, send it to me real quickly, as we were going to talk about the top 5 under 25. We're gonna go back to basketball real quick. Top 5 under 25 in the NBA, and we're gonna have that real quickly, and we're gonna see the list in just a moment. Shelby has sent in her list. Coach has sent in his list. If you want to join this topic, Red, text me your 5 real quickly. If not, we'll just go with the 3 that we have. We're going to start with Coach, and when you get your camera right, we'll get you back. All right. Coach, I'm sorry. Let me dress it up real quickly. So Jalen Rose this past week put his top 5 under 25, and all of them dealt with those who were in the second round of the playoffs. So there were some names that were omitted. We're going to take it to another level and do the top 5 under 25 that we feel just in the overall NBA. So that's the context for this discussion. Just to let you all know, and I was going to put the graphic up. Jalen Rose had as his top 5 under 25, number 5, Trae Young. Number 4, Devin Booker. Number 3, Donovan Mitchell. Number 2, Jason Tatum. And number 1, Luka Doncic. Mind you, there are some players that were not put on this list because they did not make it to the second round of the playoffs. So we're going to go to Coach's list first, because I think Shelby's is a bit more controversial. We're going to go to Coach's list first. And Coach, this is who you chose as your top 5 under 25 in the NBA. All right. Coach got at number 5, Devin Booker of the Phoenix Suns. Number 4, Donovan Mitchell of the Jazz. Number 3, Ja Morant. Number 2, Jason Tatum. And number 1, Luka Doncic. Why, Coach, Devin Booker at 5? Just short comments.
Booker having his coming out party this year, so he's going to be moving up from years to come. So, but he's having his coming out party this year. Donovan Mitchell, he started his show last year, so he could possibly be switched up. My boy, y'all call him Ja Morant. It's Jay Morant. I don't know what y'all are looking at. It's Jay Morant. That boy put on quite a show for the Grizzlies. If it wasn't for him, the Grizzlies would be nowhere near the playoffs. Tatum, after Brown got hurt, put the Celtics on his back, tried to do what he can, and that's why I got him at 2. And Luka, well, Luka is 6'8". He's all world right now. He's playing better than anybody overall. So that's why I got him number 1.
Now, noticeably missing is Atlanta's own Trae Young. Why Trae Young is omitted from your list?
He's not. He didn't make the for whatever reason he didn't make the All-Star team. That's beside the point. But I think Trae still is got a learning curve. He makes a few too many mistakes down the line at the end of games. He gets a little excited, and he may make the list next year under 26 if we do another one. But right now, all those guys, I think are ahead of him overall.
Now, someone may say, last comment on yours, and yours is yours. Someone might say, well, Trey did something that Ja Morant hadn't done, and that is advanced his team to the second round. So how can you penalize Trey Young for turnovers when Ja Morant hadn't led his team to the second round of the playoffs?
Well, you look at Ja Morant overall as an individual. Look at the surrounding cast with Ja Morant as opposed to Trey Young. Morant put up 40 plus and was doing his thing for his team, but he just didn't have a good supporting cast as Trey Young. That's just my opinion.
All right, thank you for sharing your opinion, and we're going to go.
Then on NBA 2K, Ja Morant is your best player. No, I'm just saying.
He's a beast on NBA 2K21, no doubt about it. Shelby, let's get to your list.
Okay.
Number 5, Devin Booker. Number 4, I call him Ja Morant. Number 3, Trey Young. Number 2, Jason Tatum. Number 1, Luka Doncic. Please explain your list.
Devin Booker is on the right team with the right coach right now. He's playing lights out. I think he needed somebody like CP3 to maybe take him under his wing and just show him the ropes. I mean, but he's playing lights out. You have to give that to him. Jay Morant, again, just like Coach said, without Jay Morant, the Memphis Grizzlies would be nothing. And I'm excited to see where this young kid goes. I hope he goes to a better team with a better viewing surroundings, but he's a great player. Trey Young. Well, I've seen Trey Young mature. I saw him in person when he first came into the league, and he was wild. He would shoot 3. I mean, he still does, but at least now he makes them. But he's matured a lot, and that's why he's my number 3. Jason Tatum, again, agreeing with what Coach said. He put the Celtics and the entire city of Boston on his back when Jaylen Brown went down, and he has been consistent. And he's just been consistent the entire time he's been in the league. And Luka, I mean, he's MVP. You have to give it to him. He's the reigning MVP. You have to give it to him. He is dominating right now. And so that's my top 5.
Now, when you say the reigning MVP, what are you referring to?
He's the didn't he win the MVP this year? No, I'm sorry.
Joker did.
Joker, I'm sorry. But his overall stats, like I pulled everybody's stats. And his time, he's gotten better over the time he's been in the league. His minutes have increased as well as his points and his percentages. And so I put him number 1.
All right. Now, noticeably missing on your list is a guy who is beasting right now, who has outplayed a finals MVP and 2 superstars in the person of Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell has accomplished more than Ja Morant, who's number 4 on your list. Yeah. He's accomplished more than Trey Young, who is on your list, as well as Devin Booker, who is on your list, because this is Donovan's second road trip in the playoffs. So how is it that Donovan Mitchell was omitted from your list?
Mainly because I don't watch Utah basketball.
Okay.
Let's just be honest. I don't watch Utah basketball.
All right. So that's
Listen,
okay. I'm glad you said that. Okay.
I'll be honest. I don't watch Utah basketball. He's not going to make my list because I don't watch Utah basketball.
Okay. All right. So that at least you were honest about it. That shows the flaw to your list. Okay. Gotcha. We appreciate your honesty. See how she did that, Coach? She just was honest. She didn't try to massage it like Coach be trying to beat around the bush sometimes. She just came out with it. Just told the truth.
I'm innocent about it.
Learn from her.
I'm innocent. Can't prove a thing.
All right. Red has chimed in on this conversation. Interesting, least to say the least. I'm sorry. I should have it as a ticker. My bad. All right. Red is rolling with Trey Young at number 5. Luka at 4. Wow. 3, Donovan Mitchell. 2, Zion Williamson. And 1, Devin Booker. Please explain your list, sir.
Uh, I really can't explain. It was just really put together on the fly. But those five, I think, are the best under 25 in the league. I like those five right there.
Obviously, we know you like the five because you put them down, but come on, give us some explanation, especially with number one being Devin Booker.
I don't know. I probably need to re-rank them. Because if I was just putting them down, I ain't really rank them how they should have been ranked. So I probably need to rank them. I don't think Devin Booker should be number one. Probably should be Donovan Mitchell. Really should be number one. That's about it. Just probably Donovan Mitchell. If I wanted to re-rank them, probably Donovan Mitchell one. I might go Zion 5. Maybe Trey. Maybe Luka. I don't know. Probably Trey 1, 2, and Luka 3. And who was the other person I had on the list?
Devin, Zion, Mitchell, Luka, and Trae Young.
Devin will probably come in 4.
All right, we're gonna move on, and I'm gonna go in and share mine real quickly. I got Trae Young at 5, Ja Morant at 4, Donovan Mitchell at 3, Jason Tatum at 2, and Luka 1. People I think are referring to Zion Williamson. Let's not get it twisted. Zion has not accomplished anything since he's been in the NBA.
Yeah.
All right, he's missed more games just as much as he played.
Yep.
Zion did not do anything this year. His team has not yet made the playoffs. So you all are mistaking highlights for actual performance on the court. And therefore, Zion is the only name that you all listing that does not have any playoff DNA. So Zion does not warrant being on this list. That's why he is not being listed. All right. Zion's team has not been in the top 8, let alone the top 10. And he had a chance to be in the top 10 this year, but did not make it. So Zion Williamson does not belong in this conversation. Number 5, Trae Young. He finally accomplished something. He's on the rise. But the reason why I have him last out of the 5 is because Trae Young is more dependent upon his teammates for his success than any of the other 4. So that's why Trae Young is number 5. Number 4, I have, as it comes back around, who do I have? Number 4, I have Ja Morant. Ja Morant showed that he can carry a team. He needs some more talent around him, but we see how they played the Jazz hard, and we can see him doing some great things. He continues to work on his game. He can easily, at some point, you put him with have the same supporting cast that you give somebody like Donovan Mitchell. Ja Morant is advancing in some playoff rounds because he showed that he was that dude, and the way he went toe-to-toe with 2-time MVP Steph Curry, that showed a lot of stuff. Number 3, Donovan Mitchell. I mean, what Donovan Mitchell has done is just improve his game. I am very critical about a lot of the players who don't improve, but Donovan Mitchell is one player that has clearly improved his game. He's improved his shot, and he is carrying the Utah Jazz. He is the man. He is the man, and he is showing that he can be just as effective if he's scoring or not scoring. Number 2, Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum is proven. We saw what he did as a rookie against LeBron when LeBron was still somewhat in his prime. He's done it 2 or 3 years with the Boston Celtics. That joker is a cold-blooded scorer and a cold-blooded ball player just in general. And Luka. Luka arguably has I'm not going to say he has the worst talent out of all because I think Ja Morant has the worst talent around him. But Luka definitely impacts the game more than any of these 5 players that are listed. Luka is that dude. If they had just anybody who could give him anything on Dallas, they beat the Clippers in that series. The name that is obviously off my list is Devin Booker. Devin Booker does not warrant my top 5 because he's the only one who can't really carry a team. CP3 is the engine for the Phoenix Suns. Devin Booker is doing a whole lot because of CP3 being on the team. Devin Booker had quite a few years to show us what he could do without a CP3 to carry a team, but we see that Phoenix came up short time and time and time again. So Devin Booker is the only one that I see who could be mentioned that is not on the list because he has no resume showing that he can be the guy and lead his team to some type of success.
You see, Armani said we missing somebody. I hope he's not talking about Ben Simmons.
I think he's talking about Zion.
No, he's probably talking about Colin Sexton.
Oh,
Knowing our money.
I agree with Rev's top five more than anybody's.
Colin Sexton is not making the list, our money. So knock it off, okay? We're not putting him on the list. I don't care how many 40-point games he have against Sacramento. He's not making the list.
Yeah, I knew he was talking about Zion. You know, they're looking at the highlight reel, and that's where we got to be careful of looking at highlights rather than production. And I kind of knew that's why I started with Zion on why he didn't make the list, because he hadn't accomplished anything but just have highlights. All right, so that's it. All right, let's get ready to end this show as we normally do with this segment. And I got to delete a couple of things to put on this new banner. You have the right. That's how we're going to end it. And who has the right to do what, when, where, and how as we get ready to conclude our show on today. It has been a very lively show, to say the least. But who has the right to do what, when, where, and how? Who wants at it first? Go with it.
All right, I'll go. City of Atlanta, you have the right to not vote in Kasim Reed for mayor of Atlanta again.
How is that sports related?
Kidding
sports related, Shelby. We ain't talking politics.
Listen, you ask me what do I say? That's what I have the right.
Right.
Atlanta, do not vote for Kasim Reed again. He has ruined the city once. He will ruin it
Oh,
again.
Lord.
All right, now to your sports, you have the right. Who has the right to do what, when, where, how?
ESPN, stop being racist. We do not care about Floyd Mayweather and Logan Paul. You decided to tweet about that and not tweet about the fact that Simone Biles won her 7th U.S. Gymnastics Championship. ESPN, you have the right to stop being racist.
All right, who wants at it next? Who has the right to do what, when, where, how?
Los Angeles Clippers, you had a right to prove me right and make this a series with Utah. If you don't, I'll be calling Steve Ballmer and we'll have a discussion. He'll be jumping up and down after we get through talking. His jumping up and going crazy.
All right, Red, who has the right to do what, when, where, how?
Braves, you got a right to fix your bullpen, because if not, you're not going to even make the wild card round of the playoffs. So either fix it or just suck the season up as a disappointment.
And Atlanta Hawks, you have the right to capitalize on the Philadelphia 76ers engaging in the nightlife in Atlanta. So therefore, you have the right to win game 4 because that's your best shot to win another game in this series. So with that being said, we're going to let the REVANITEs conclude with you have the right. And y'all about to stir Red back up again.
Don't worry. I'll leave early. I'll let them have their fun. I'll catch up with y'all later.
All right. Amani said,
fun. I'll see y'all next week.
All right. Peace. Red, Amani says 76ers, you have the right to finish the Hawks. Vincent
Really?
Wood said Red has the right to ask Shelby out to
Chris.
Chris Traylor said, Red, you have the right to not get so upset. It's all fun and game, brother. Maurice Roy, y'all have the right to get sponsorship from Spruce Mobile. And Cricket, bad product from his D.
Here we go.
Okay.
Vincent said Philly has the right to eat as many lemon pepper wings as possible. Let's go, Hawks. Armani, I told y'all, Rev, Doc runs a tight ship. Doc not having that. We'll see, man. If they come out dragging, my hypothesis might be true if they come out dragging. All right, everybody. Thank y'all so much for tuning in to episode 193. I don't think we'll ever forget this one.
No.
Nevertheless, everybody be blessed. Have a great weekend. See y'all next week. Philly needs Shelby's brownies.
Oh, I can do that.
Here comes oh Lord.
Participate much took the wife to the Butterfly, Bazooka, and Banjo Brigade at the State Botanical Gardens in Athens. I'll pick up some good herbs.
We got time to go.
It's time to go.
All right. Thank y'all, everybody, for tuning in. We'll be back next week, 11 o'clock. See you for episode 194. And we're out.
Let us go. Help us, Lord.